Sometimes things that look like dead ends in our life are actually God's way of directing us. Proverbs 16:9 says, "For the mind of man plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps." Our minds plan the way, but God directs the steps. This is giving expression to God's superintending power to guide our lives through the agency of our thinking and deciding. Here's a recent example from my life. Our wedding anniversary was coming up, and I wanted to get my wife something that didn't just check the box, but really hit her heart. And I asked God to guide me. And I went to a China store, hoping to get a plate or a vase or a platter that fit the bill. I had something in mind. But when I went to the store, what they had didn't work at all. So I left. I got out of my car and I pulled out of the parking lot and could only go one direction down a narrow strip in that parking lot. It was one way. It looked like a dead end. When I got to the end, however, there was a home furnishing store that I had never seen before, 1 mile from my house, and I had never seen it. So I pulled over, I went inside. Almost instantly, 2 ladies walked out and in effect said, "You look like a clueless man. Can we help you?" And they began to show me plates and vases and platters that were just what I was looking for. But then they said, "But wait, this is really a hot item," and they brought out something completely different. They showed it to me, and ultimately, they sold it to me. I took it home, wrapped it up, and when I presented it to my wife, she absolutely loved it. It was perfect. So here's the point. What initially looked like a dead end really became direction, and it gave rise to delight. I know that example is not that big of a deal, but I thought to myself, I want to remember this. I want to remember this when the conversation falls through or the plans go flat or the speaker cancels. I want to stop and I want to remember that God often uses things that look like a dead end to provide direction to my life. And I want to invite him to lead me forward from there. And maybe you'll do the same. When you hit a dead end this week, stop. Remember that God often directs us through the things that looks like dead ends. Invite him to lead you forward from there and see where it leads. And that's today's 2-Minute Toolbox.